I used to fill them with Honey Nut Cheerios and then lay underneath it and pour it into my mouth.
Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
With a belly full of nachos and a handful of margarita, I'm Slidewhistle.
Whew, already like a margarita and a half in. It is Immunization.
I am empty of soul and wit. I am Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire Horde Punching Bag.
Well, okay, Edgar Allan Poe, I see you, bitch.
Did you know that the last thing he ever did was he got super drunk, someone beat him up so he would vote for a man 5 times in a row, then he reached out to some guy like, I'm super beat up and dying, help me, and they were like, you stink, because like no one had picture technology, so they didn't know he was Edgar Allan Poe. They were just like, look at this stinky man, he's gonna die in a gutter.
Is that a true story? Did he die in a gutter?
That is. He died out on the streets, beat up and intoxicated because he had been attacked by a group of gentlemen who were engaged in the act of cooping, which was threatening homeless people to vote for your political candidate multiple times in a row.
This sounds like an episode of ABC's What Will You Do with John Quiniernos. Would you help this man?
Dying. Help me! No, you're stinky. And then John Quinones comes out. Did you not know he was a poet? Oh, fuck.
This was actually Edgar Allan Poe.
I would love that edition.
John Quinones is just an immortal being who's constantly there to judge you for your poor actions. No, I don't need to wash my hands. And then you open up the door and John Quinones is on the other side like, you could infect millions with your disease. Maybe you should wash your hands.
If him and the To Catch a Predator guy teamed up, they could catch literally anybody on Earth.
Speaking of that guy, did you guys see that he was in the news recently? Because apparently he's in connection to these people who beat up kids.
Wait,
yeah,
what do you
Hansen's a
mean?
kid puncher?
Yeah, apparently.
What are you talking about? He's a kid puncher. You mean the person who would do sting operations for sexual children crimes is instead punching them instead of diddling them?
Well, I didn't read the article, but I believe that's what happened.
Oh,
well, I gotta Google
Hansen.
this live. What? Oh, wait. Some stuff happened. He did something. I don't know what he did, but it seems like he's kind of gone crazy. It seems like he actually is attacking his fans. Maybe not punching them yet. There's a big post. What is this? Okay, we'll come back to this next week and touch on Chris Hansen beating up kids, a.k.a. starting internet drama as well?
Yeah, unsure.
Who knows? Okay, we got emails to read, though, right?
Yeah, we actually
Heck
received
yeah.
2 emails from our DN Army this week, which is pretty exciting. And our first one is from Jay, and he says, Hey all, enjoying the podcast today, listening to your conversation about portals and Ouroboros. I was just wondering if you guys know about the Shadowlands wormholes you get from level 1 Shadowlands engineering.
Yeah, I know about them. You get them from level 1 Shadowlands Engineering. What's not to know?
Yeah, I know now. Thanks. Yeah, then he says, it has made my traveling so much easier, setting my Hearthstone to my Sanctum, then having the wormhole to go to Ouroboros, as well as it can take you to each zone in Shadowlands, including the Maw. I actually didn't know about the Maw part. I actually didn't know about any of this because I've never had an engineering character, so this is interesting. But yeah, this is submitted to us from Mark of J from the Dalaran server.
You heard it from Marky Mark and the Funky J Bunch. If you don't have a profession, like some people out here, not us, we all have them, but a lot of people actually kind of hang out with only one profession or no professions. So learn engineering and wormhole your way home. The BFA one, I kind of miss it because you can go to like all like the world zones, like Trustfar or whatever, or Stormsong, and even as a maid, it's so helpful because it's like zones.
What
specific.
is the cooldown on that? How often can you use this magical engineering portal?
I am uncertain.
Mark of J, you gonna respond to this, or are you gonna leave it
Yeah,
hanging?
we need another email. We need to push that engagement. How I could Google this, I could find it out, but I'm depending on you. How long is it? Do I gotta switch? Alchemy's not so hot as it used to be.
15-minute cooldown? What? Wow. Wait, that's crazy. The other ones have been longer, I thought. Yeah, everyone's saying, yeah, don't tell Blizzard, delete this comment. For a second, it might be a bug that's a 15-minute cooldown. That's basically a Hearthstone. What the fuck?
Guess
like
I
a
gotta
better
switch.
Hearthstone.
Potions aren't doing so hot right now. Gotta do some robots.
Robots. But thanks for the email. Mwah.
And then our second email comes from none other than our boy Vanderlyle.
V-Lyle.
And he says that he has recently jumped back into WoW after taking a break in November to take care of real life stuff. I kept up with the show though and wanted to say that you guys are a lighthouse in the shitstorm that was 2020. Then he congratulates Aaron and Cubby Bub on their engagement.
Yay.
And says that we understandably shit on the Horde, but humans bricked Tiffin and humans stormed the Capitol. Those fucking red hats.
I still hold that I prefer the Alliance, but humans are the worst race in the Alliance.
It's probably the most realistic depiction because humans suck both in real life and in WoW. So, yeah. He continues his email by saying, anyway, I wanted to call out Slide for faking part of the show description this week and show you my favorite former Governor Feet pick. Okay, there are a few things to unpack here. First off, Slide was entrusted to write the show notes this week because I was very busy with work this week and I was unable to help with that. And he just left the part blank and basically just said that. So, like, thank you, Vanderlyle, for bringing this to my attention. And fucking Slide, what you talking about over here?
First of all, bitch, it was not blank. There were words on the paper that
It was
obviously you didn't
literal
even
word
read.
salad. It wasn't even lorem ipsum. You were just like, oh, I don't know, this part stinks and Immune's busy, so I'm just gonna write words so he can't see. I'm like, it's like one paragraph, but I feel.
At the end of every episode, turns to me and he's like, okay, so what should we call it? And I was like, what do we talk about? And he's like, what do you mean we talk about? We just recorded it and you just edited like most of it, like, or some of it, like, and like, I honestly, once the editing's done, I don't remember a thing that we talked about.
I mean, fair enough. For me too. We just like shoot the shit for like an hour and a half and then we see what happens. But
If only we had like comprehensive show notes or something to look at that I could reference, but so that's the point.
Yeah, I feel like the show notes and the show description are like my own void of my quiet place for only I visit. But Vanderlyle has attached a picture of Chris Christie on the beach after the state government of New Jersey had closed all the beaches down. And I just want to thank Vanderlyle for actually reading the show notes and sending us something that we ask for, because in every show notes we ask for people to submit things and no one ever sends them. So this is honestly, I think, the first time somebody has done that.
Yeah, thanks for reading the show notes this one time when I fucking faked the notes.
Now, I don't want to be out here being a meanie. Christopher Christie is a very grape-shaped human. I think it's just because of the way that he's reclining while he's presenting his Tootsies in this photo. I'm just like, dang, that is a very orbular man.
Like, when I first got the email, I was afraid because I thought Vanderlyle was in the picture, and I was like, because I didn't read the email. I see this big picture of 3 people on the beach, and I'm like, why did Vanderlyle send us his beach vacation pictures?
He said he was busy. That's what he was doing.
That's what I thought was happening. I thought he was like on like a long vacation, and he's like, here's me at the beach.
His wife was over there leaning towards him and saying, honey, you have to go into the water. And he goes, sorry, babe, listening to my 3 favorite boys.
But he closes out the email with the eternal question, what happened to the 2020 Best Bakers Award show?
The plague got it pushed back. It's pushed back due to the plague-demic.
We just can't commit that much of our show to ranking sexiness because of the scourge. God, he went through us like wet paper. We're fucked.
I didn't think anybody would notice.
I honestly didn't think anyone cared about, 1, our DNR lore, 2, this award show. I thought it was all for us.
There's so many of them. There's so many. We've done way more than like the 50 from last year.
Yeah, so now we're just creating a back catalog of fucking sexiness we have to rank later. That's going to be hell to organize. What do we do to ourselves?
God, there's the 7. Are we going to have to do all 7 of them?
There's going to be like a 12 episode saga with us just being like, all right, now I'm bracket 64D. Oh man, Marasmius versus Sylvanas' tits. Here we go. Obviously,
okay, are we doing that one? Yeah, Marasmius.
Marasmius, yeah, come on, there's no way. If it's just the boobs too, like, are they walking? Are they floating? Are they bouncing? How are they locomoting? Like, you know what I mean?
Locomoting.
What? The act of movement.
Well, okay, I feel like it's about time to actually start talking about World of Warcraft. What do you guys say?
I mean, I guess we're kind of already
sure.
war. Let's talk about clock stoppers again. It's been a while. No, we can't. We can't afford that. Let's talk about WoW. I actually kind of wanted to, though.
I don't know if you mean we can't afford it time-wise, or like Universal finally found us out, and they're like, we're charging you per sentence for that clock stopper talk.
They're probably planning a fucking reboot with like 9-year-olds just to make fun of us and to tease us.
Fucking app stoppers coming at you 2022. Well, I'll start. This week in WoW, I kicked my anima collection up to 11 because I was trying to get that sweet Ember Court upgrade, and I didn't do it. So I have to continue this week to get the anima. I'm at like 8,500, so it should only take me a day or two, but it was very sad.
So are you trying to upgrade to rank 3?
Yes. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to do an Ember Court until I can do that. But then it was late Monday, and I was like, I'm not making it today. So I had to do an Ember Court, and it was so sad because Renathal was like, I thought this party would be bigger. And I said, me too.
Oh, no.
And Temmel's like, you didn't top the last Ember Court.
He said, it's not just an empty threat. I actively ask you to do better every week. You didn't.
You know,
I'm just trying to think of that Dark Souls cheating thing. Like,
You've cheated yourself of the experience. You let the community down.
that's pretty accurate. But you know, you would have been able to upgrade if you wouldn't have bought that mount with that 5,000 anima.
the bat. Is every
Yeah.
bad thing in my life come back to the bat? Which, by the way, everyone, I've gotten 2 times since I bought it. 2 times.
Wait, yeah, have we not talked about that on the podcast yet?
We talked
I
about
don't
that I
think
did
we-
get the bat, but we haven't talked about the fact that I got it, it dropped, and then it dropped again a week later. This is a 1.7% drop rate. I am so mad.
I really don't understand why the same mount can drop when you can buy it with anima. What's the purpose?
I honestly did not know that it did drop from that, and ever since this happened to Aaron, I've been farming it every day, and no luck for me.
But that's all a bunch of fun. But the one last thing that I did this week is a throwback to last week. Your boy must be some sort of magnet, or big spam has finally found the show because I received another spam ad.
No way. You're on some list.
I don't think I've ever gotten in-game spam like that.
I just realized listening back to last week's episode that I don't want people to go to websites that would hurt their computers or give these shills any sort of ad. So I will just be referring to the website as website when I read this. But today I received one from Thamar. Sorry to bother you. Website is a professional website selling World of Warcraft gold and professional power leveling. We provide cheap price, 24 times 7 hour service, delivery 15 minutes, secure transaction. You can get extra 5.5 gold as bonus automatically when you place an order. Please contact the live chat for more help.
Okay, boys. What language was this originally written in and put into Google Translate from?
I don't know what you're talking about. This is the most trustworthy English I've ever read in my life.
Like, the spelling is all on point, which is more than I can say for the last one, but it's like, what? What does 5 to 15 minute delivery mean? I post on the website, like, I'd like to cheat at WoW, please. And then some Ukrainian man comes up and it's like, hello.
Also, what is the gold bonus? How much was it? You said 5 to 10 extra gold?
No, 5.5. That was the sign up gold bonus. But
That's nothing. That's nothing. Why is it so little?
What kind of operation is this?
They couldn't have made it like, I don't know, what was it, a 500k? Something. Anyway, this is not believable, I guess. It'd be more of a scam. Oh god, my hands have salsa on them and I got salsa in my eyes. Oh no, oh god, jalapeno in my eye.
well, Slide, that sounds like that's the perfect time to talk about what you did this week in World of Warcraft.
Okay, I got one eye. Holy shit, that was not a bit. I actually have jalapeno juice in my eyeball right now. Okay, so I did a fuck ton of shit. I finally hit Exalted with Marasmius, so I'm a fun gal now. That's pretty dope.
Ooh.
Though now the quest that he has to give me, if they don't give me anima, I just spit in his face and I go, "Get out of here, Grandpa! I got all I need from you. You can't give me any more."
We're tired of your show, old man.
It's like, wow, I
I
don't
love
want.
these kids.
He loves his sprouts. It's like I don't need 50 gold, man. Like, I just want Amina. I was doing some pugging and I pugged some mythic keys with a random group, and it was really weird. We pugged a mythic 9, we cleared the key, we did the 10, and then we did a third dungeon. It was a completely random group, and we ran 3 dungeons back to back to back. I've never done that with a pug ever in my life.
Yeah, I think the most I've ever done in a row with a random group was like maybe like 3 out of the 5 people stayed, and we did one more and then brought in 2 extra people. Like that's the closest to that, and then just one more after that.
It was weird. But then, so when I try to get into the group the first time, as usual, I get whispered, "Boomy?" ? And I'm always like, "No, I'm feral," or I'll just say kitty. And normally it's met with a no response and a decline or just a delist. This person responded with, "Really?" And they sent the face that's like lowercase o dot lowercase o, like the shocked face that like Honors uses all the time. And I was like, "Yeah, really? LOL? What do you mean, really?" And then I got an immediate invite, and they were like, "I can't wait to see my first feral druid of Mythic Plus season." And I was like, "What the fuck? Am I like a zoo exhibit? Like, what is this?" And I guess I passed their task because we did 3 together. And at the end, I was like, "So what would you give me on the feral druid report card?" I got a solid B+. Kind of insulting, but I'll take it, I guess.
They said, quote, "Not as good as if you were probably a boomy, but like, eh."
But the person who I'd whispered did add me at the end of the dungeons. So I don't know what purpose. Maybe we're going to run some more. And they were a priest. So maybe we have a new podcast host to replace this lame one next to me.
Finally.
Ooh. Slide gets called out on one episode, and it's like, I think we need to talk.
Get the fuck out of here. I've also been doing my anima fucking gains. I just today finally got my anima conductor to level 3. So now I have 2 level 3 buildings. I'm working on the anima to get my Queen's Conservatory finally functional past lame level 1.
So what does a functional Queen's Conservatory do?
So I guess the difference is once you hit level 2 of the conservatory, you can start doing actual other farming things like fertilizing and using catalysts to make your seeds go faster, because right now they fucking take 3 days and it's ridiculous. I guess you can speed them up and you can have more seed plots, and it opens up bigger rewards and shit. I guess I don't know. It's basically my last option now.
The actual farming aspect that I feel like a lot of people were excited about.
Yeah, and I guess it's like the rewards just get bigger, because right now I'm still fucking getting 2 pieces of fish that I don't necessarily need or want, and I could buy at the auction house for like a gold each. I guess at the last level, that's where all the mounts and toys and shit are.
Do you ever open up a seed and get 2 fish, and then just an excited spirit guy's like, "You'll never top this last seedling"?
No, but instead they just go, "Well, thank you for freeing me and rebirthing me so I could go back to my homeland and be a god there. I've left you a gift that you may find relinquishable." I'm like, what?
So you're telling me a god of a planet I've never even heard of can only give me 1 fish?
Yeah, they're so fucking dramatic over this fucking bag of 2 fish. And I'm like, bro, there's a pond right next to you. I fished up 15 fish waiting for this fucking seed to end in these 10 minutes. Like, get out of here.
Hey, that probably means a lot. You hold on to that once we go to the Lightlands. That's going to be worth its weight in gold, which I guess isn't that much because fish aren't very heavy.
Worth its weight in 5.5 gold.
5.5.
I've gone back into the maw to get Stygia because I realized I need sockets on my stuff. So that's been something. It's not the most enjoyable, but it ain't hard work, but it's honest work, or however that quote goes.
Today in the maw, I achieved level 5 and died. That was fun.
Well, you actually died out there to like level 5?
Yeah,
like
I was like, you know what? I've always been interested. What happens And I just kept fighting and fighting until eventually he was like, "You need to go home." And he just smited me.
Yeah, it just drops you. Wait, but your Stygia, did you go get it?
Yeah. It was just like in front of Venari's place.
Oh, okay.
It was like around there. It was mostly I was just picking fights, killing shit to be like, "Kill me. Take me out. Do it."
Very Keanu Reeves of you.
I was actually channeling Rorschach from Watchmen, but thanks.
Yeah. Well,
Movie Tough Man.
Immune, I want you to name a male tough man. Go.
Me.
Okay. Speaking of which,
That's
him,
fair.
what did you do in WoW this week?
Well, this week, big tough guy me. I did
Now I'm
caught
just
up.
imagining you like that image macro. It's the three muscular guys typing on their laptops to each other, like sharing our information, King. I'm just imagining you doing that, like, "Oh, just healing a RBG."
No, that was me switching it over to my hunter, and I spent like a good portion of the week trying to catch Metalloid up. I geared him up a lot. I ran some Mythic Zeros with Papa Cheese and Tyre. He's about like 190-ish high level now, and his renown is getting up there. As far as the Covenant storyline of the Night Fae, I just got to the part now where I have to kind of try to find Holnheim Mountain. So I'm getting closer. Then I did my first Mythic Keystone with him, Mythic 3, and did normal rating. So actually this week, Metalloid had more in his vault than Immune did, which is weird.
It actually is kind of weird. He had, how much more slots did he have?
He had one more slot, like the final raid slot. That was it. Yeah, it is interesting. I really like Hunter, and I'll always have a soft spot for this character because it was my first real main. But as far as my work on Immune went, something interesting that happened is, speaking of my vault, all of my slots, every single one of my slots was hands.
Wait, like legitimately all of them wore.
Every slot was like a hand piece. I mean, I did not do as much work on my main this week, but that was still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hands.
You know what that is? That's retribution from early. We were making fun of people like, "Oh, nothing but capes." Wah, wah. So there it is. That's our comeuppance.
Yeah, I mean, and then the one I chose was like just like a 13 eye level upgrade of the one that I was wearing, but it is like my best stats for raid, so it's fine, I guess. Oh, I am now exalted with the Ascended of, that's what the Bastion one's called, right?
Yes.
Yes?
And as of like 10 minutes before recording, I got enough Emina to upgrade my teleportation network to 3, so in 24 hours I'll have that.
Oh boy, that's awesome. You'll have to tell me how the mirror system is. Hopefully I can save some Amala, because it'll suck.
Some Amala Harris.
Some Amala Anaconda.
We did it, Joe.
We unlocked the rank 3 of the teleportation network. But yeah, then I also just did a lot of Mythic Plus on Immune. I cleared a plus 10 or higher on every dungeon besides Sanguine Depths, because I just feel like that one is the hardest and no one really wants to do it. Like, no matter what the affixes are.
This man out here doing crazy work at like 6 a.m.
Oh yeah, I am like grinding out here on the Proudmoore West Coast server at 6 a.m. Central Time, so I'm mainly queuing with Oceanic server people. It's weird, but it's been getting the job done.
I guess those early risers are killing the keys, because the evening boys just ain't doing it for me.
I feel like the evening boys are better than the afternoon boys. The afternoon boys suck.
I was about to say, that fucking 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, there ain't nobody.
This week's Mythic Plus is gonna suck. Like, the affixes, everyone's saying that they're gonna be really bad. I haven't done one yet, and I don't know. I mean, I need to do one. I'm down for trying, but no one seems to be excited about it.
Yeah, I'm not excited about it. And at least they have all these dungeon nerfs that come in. We're not going to talk about it because who cares? But they nerfed Necrotic Plaguefall. I always confuse the two gross green dungeons.
Yeah, Necrotic Wake. The one that with the guys who put that healing, anti-healing thing on people. Yeah.
They nerfed that dungeon to hell. Thank God. Just so many mobs with their health removed. So many abilities were tweaked. I'm hoping it's a lot easier now. Because that and Plague Far are the two that I just do not want to ever step into. I think it's mostly because I can't tell them apart and they're green and goopy.
I heard they're getting rid of the second boss. He'll come down now and he'll be like, "Well, get out of here, Nagelnecks." And he goes, "You're right. I'll leave." And then he just gets on his dragon and leaves.
You know what's crazy? So we ran a 10 plus Necrotic Wake key before the nerfs with Honors and Myth and Mini, I think. And Honors, Mr. Do all the mythic keys with this other group that only plays themselves. Honors had so many fucking strategies that I didn't even know existed in this dungeon. He was pulling items out from behind robots I didn't know were there. He was finding extra spears that I had missed on my run through. And I'm like, I must have not been paying attention. Like, what the fuck is this? It was the smoothest Necrotic Wake I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, at one point he was like, yeah, go over and look behind this rock over here. There's this orb that'll boost all your abilities for this fight against Amarth. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, I didn't. So, like, I knew that the spear was a thing, or the javelin, and I knew that the shield was a thing. I didn't know there was a blue orb that just did AoE damage to all mini mobs. So when Amarth spawns his, like, my army of the dead's gonna get you, you just press the blue orb and they all die. They all just literally blow up. It's so stupid. No one told me that.
I really wish they had shared these secrets with us, that they were not locked in the vault of, like, the upper crust.
I guess I could have watched, like, a video, I guess, but get out of here.
No, I will not be doing that. Guildmates must forfeit the information or I will never learn.
Give me your secrets. I did it. I made a dream come true today. I guess not today, but like 4 days ago.
What did you do?
I bought a foot pedal for myself that I bound to my healing potions and WoW.
But yeah, Slide has bound his healing pot. So during raid, whenever he's like getting low, he just starts tip-tapping his foot on the floor.
I'm like smashing the ground like, I gotta fucking heal. Where is the foot pad? It's honestly pretty cool. I highly recommend it. Amazon, www.amazon.com has a bunch of items, including this foot pedal. You can purchase there.
#ad.
Wow, I can't believe we got that lucrative Amazon sponsorship. And that we described it as, quote, a place that's got a lot of things.
Use our code DNRamazon for 20% off your foot pedals.
No,
Only
we can't
foot
say
pedals.
that. They'll sue us. They have enough money. They'll shut us down. Jeff Bezos himself is running like the Terminator, and he's going to crash into my apartment.
No, not Jeff Beansbos.
Bees?
Bees?
Beans?
Growliina. Oh, God. Take over. Jeff, no!
Well, hey there, DN Army. It's Growliina, coming to you live from the shores of Bastion to give you the news you need to know. I'm here with my fellow furry fighter, Natmos. Nat, maybe I'm crazy in my old age, but I'm seeing a lot more Worgen out here in the Shadowlands. Would you agree?
Actually, yeah. I've noticed a few more of them.
Why would you say our flock has returned in such force?
Well, other than it just being the best race in general, I would say the added cosmetic options have really added to the experience.
Ah, yes. I know that I've seen a lot of variation in the looks of our brethren, and it's quite inspiring.
Who knows? Maybe Ouroboros will become Gilneas 2.0. These folks have to up their RP game at some point.
I can only hope. I've had the itch to flex my RP walk and haven't found a venue to do so in forever.
LOL.
Well, thank you, Nat. It's always nice to hear from another old hound dog. Until next time, gang, it's been Growliina.
I sent Jeff off in a Wayfair box. Like allegedly Chris Hansen is sending all the children in the satanic death cult. Thanks, Q.
Okay, we need to really find a source, because I'm really worried that we're gonna put this out there and it's nothing about it was true. And Chris Hansen, listener of the pod, is gonna email us very angrily with a lawsuit.
Boys, I was listening to episode 110. Great quality, except you did besmirch my name.
Please have a seat over here.
Please sit down.
Well, I punch you in the head.
You can't hold me, Chris. And 3 cops are going to tackle me as Chris Hansen's like, I'm going to punch you right in your noggin now. How old are you, boy? 27.
Listen,
Well, I take it back then. I only punch children.
Listen, but
do you have a niece or nephew?
Maybe a young child?
Oh, man. I feel like we really need to address here how I feel like Immune is beginning to live within the halls of Castle Nathria. Are you trying to move like your Covenant Sanctum to the halls of Nathria? Because you were in Nathria 5 out of the 7 days of the week last week.
This is true. So our normal 2 raid days, and then the 3rd raid day I was there for our normal run, but I was on my hunter. Then there was a day that Slide and I did a mythic BOE farm, which yielded literally no one in the group any BOEs somehow.
Which I still
mythic
don't
BOE
fucking get
farm?
it.
So were you just killing the first few people before Shriekwind? Or I guess
Well,
you can
so
run around
that's
and
what
kill
we
all
thought.
the people without bosses, right?
Well, so that's what we worried about. We're like, are we going to have to kill Shrieking with this pug group of only Proton people? Which is fine. Like, we could probably do it, maybe. But turns out, so like somebody in the group was like, does it matter if I'm locked out to Shriekwing? Because I killed him yesterday. And then the raid lead goes, hey, Jetson, no, don't worry. You're in my group. You killed him with me yesterday. And I was like, what? The fuck? So I guess those 2 people and another group had already cleared Shriekwing the previous day. That way we could wander the halls the next day for mythic BOEs.
Yeah, so they saved their lockout just so that they could provide BOE farms to the rest of the server, which was nice of them. Yeah, not fruitful for us though. But then in our raid night this week, I got the BOE, and everyone else seemingly got one too.
Yeah, well, we had like 3 the same wrist drop.
Yeah, and all 3 of them went to the 2 holy priests. Like, the other holy priest got 2 of them, and I got 1. But other than that, and then we raided my 5th raid night that week was Slide and I also joined Dogs with Jobs for their progression night again.
When is this happening?
That's on Sunday night, yeah.
Yeah, it's Sunday, which is funny because last week, or I guess last Sunday, we thought we couldn't do it because we were like, oh, no, sorry, we have to watch the fucking Royal Rumble. Turns out we're a fucking week late, and the pay-per-view is actually this next Sunday. So we have to miss it.
We were a week early, but yeah.
Oh, what? Yeah, Sunday. But so now we're going to miss it next week because we got to fucking watch the Rumble. I have not watched wrestling in a bit. I'm still mad at everybody in the company personally. But it's gonna be spicy. I can't miss the Rumbles.
No, it's our favorite pay-per-view. We always gotta watch it.
Got my spaghetti ready. Got my Betty spaghetti ready.
Wearing my spaghetti straps. I just got my thin ladies undershirt while I'm eating pasta.
There's gotta be one more spaghetti reference. I'm about pastafarian. Is that anything?
Mom's spaghetti.
There we go. That's a pretty good one.
Oh, so another cool thing that's happening this week is that if you are current in your Covenant campaign and like up to like the max renown within your Covenant, then this is the first week that you can get the cute Covenant pets. There's like 4 of them, 1 per Covenant that's specific to them, and What do you guys think of these four?
I think the Ardenwood one is the best one.
I think the Ardenweald one is the second worst one.
Okay, well, how do you rank them, Aaron?
We gotta describe them, right?
Okay. Should we actually? Hey guys, let's bring back our old segment, tweak it a little bit. Let's do a Covenant Pet fashion photo review.
Ooh.
Ba-da-bum-bum-bum.
As far as fashion, I think it might be a little tilted because I'm pretty sure only one of them's wearing clothes.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to try to force this segment in there. I really just want us to like toot and boot these, but just in
That is fair.
general, if we like them or not. So I guess let's just start with the Bastion one. It's like this miniature baby little steward.
This one is a boot from me.
Whoa.
I
Why?
like when the stewards are steward shaped, where they're just sort of little round people with stubby legs and big arms. This one is more designed with like a humanoid body and a big head, and it wasn't until I saw it walking around in real life that I was like, I hate this.
Now I see your objection, but I raise you. The little Pandaren kung fu pet is almost the same thing. He's a little skinny, human puncher.
His little, but he's panda shaped but scaled down. He's not as fat, but this just feels like, you know what it is? It was like the Spritelings. What are the evil things in Ardenweald?
Spriggan.
It's a Spriggan model, and I hate it because it's got like, it's almost like a little buff man. It's not round and rolly like stewards should be. It's a little buff man.
He's gonna fuck you up at the gym. Hey man, quit fucking making the fucking lunk alarms going off. Quit sounding it off.
Wipe down the equipment, asshat. We all gotta use it.
But this is actually a legitimate but. Did you know that when you mount up, they also ride little tiny lion tiger flying things?
Yes, I knew that. And
Isn't that
that is
cool?
a trait that is also shared with the better Covenant pet.
I don't think Trudy, the Ardenweald pet, does that. So I don't know what you're referring to.
Nope, she doesn't.
Well, anyways, I also give this a boot.
Oh my god! I give it a 2! Fuck you guys!
Mainly because I feel like it's the laziest of the four. It's literally just like a smaller, weirder steward. And I feel like it's the laziest design.
Are you kidding me? One is literally a green cat with bones inside, and the other is is a rock covered in vines. What are you talking about?
Don't you
unique,
fucking
though.
come for this. Don't come for Slime Kitty. Slime Kitty is my shoot, baby.
There's dead cats.
I feel like
Look at it.
the mini steward is literally just the steward skin put on the little thing body. Like it's they did that one last. They're like, oh fucking, I don't know.
Wow. Okay, let's move on before I get real mad.
Slime Kitty, I already said shoot. Best one here for me.
Slime Kitty for me gets a toot. I like it. It looks interesting, even though it's just a cat.
I mean, yeah, I give it a 2. I'm never gonna give a cat a boo. That's fucking rude shit. I can't do that to my kittens out there. My cool cats and kittens.
Okay, Slide, you ready for this one? Here's Trudy herself, the Ardenweald, sapling thing? It's literally that one Digimon.
I mean, I'm gonna give it a 2 just because I feel bad for it.
I'm gonna give it a
You
big
give it a
boot.
You give it a pity toot, Slide.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a pity 2. It's cute. It is cute. Look at her little hair. You know, she looks like, she kind of reminds me of Deb for Napoleon Dynamite. But the way that her hair's on the side, she has a weird, awkward, like, ascot. I don't know what's going on with her feet. Like, why does she have these little, like, ribbons tied to her roots?
Okay, so I'm actually gonna give it a really, like, soft toot as well. I mean, I think it's kind of cute. It's different, it's weird, but it's, like, verges more on the side of cute, whereas, like, the mini steward verges on creepy. So that's why I give it a kind of small toot.
Yeah, I haven't seen it live, but maybe if it gives off a cute energy, then I would change my mind. For right now, I'm just not feeling it.
I haven't seen any models that look like this in the game in general. Is this supposed to be a baby Tiernan? Like the tree people that live in Ardenweald?
That's what I was wondering too, because that's what I was going to say would possibly be a better idea, is like an infant Tiernan, but maybe that's what it's supposed to be?
It has like an ascot, and several of the Tiernan have that.
Wow, weird. What does the middle phase look like?
I know the middle phase is actually a giant cactus.
Shut up. It's not a Digimon, okay?
Okay, well, let's move on to the Reverend Dreth
It's weird
one, I guess.
how boxing gloves naturally occur in the Tiernan in the middle stage of their development.
But yeah, okay, so the last one its name is Cindy? Is that what it is?
Cindy. Or I think
Cindy.
It's
Sinheart.
The Venthyr one, it is a little mini Sinstone.
yes, he is my boy. He doesn't have a little face to smile, but he puts his hands on his hips, and he's got such little man energy. And much like the steward, he sits with me when I sit. He rides on a little bat when I'm on my big bat. He's my boy and my shoot.
I give him a solid toot. Yeah, I think it's cute, and I think it's so weird looking that, like, I just think it's funny. I think it's cute. I like the little leaves on his little, like, stick arms.
Yeah, I give it a 2. It's pretty cool looking. I just saw a description for it, which kind of worried me for a second. How do I find the fucking description, though? It basically said sometimes the souls of beings are so great that they animate their sin stones. So does this mean that Sinheart is a very powerful person? Is Garrosh one of these things?
Oh no, is he gonna burst out of my little friend? Is that the 9.1 reveal?
Be like, you fed me so much anima while I was your little buddy on the adventures.
Or are you implying that the powerful people, the Sinstones of those people are animated?
It says sometimes sins of great souls are so powerful, with 2 L's, that they animate the very stones they're placed on. So I guess it's not the actual soul, it's just their sins. Whatever.
But that means that my good little dancing pal Sinheart was like, I can't even say on this radio program, just someone committed the immortal, it's obviously Sylvanas. Sylvanas was like, burn the tree! And then my little dancing man was like, oh boy, here I come! That was a bad one!
I thought you were going to say, if you actually flip over Sinheart and read him, he says, punched children?
Oh no. Trudy,
Christopher
run.
Hansen!
Grace Hansen has eluded our grasp for millennia.
Okay, the description of Trudy is also kind of vague. As long as any fragment of this species is found and planted, it will regrow into the same magnificent species it once was. Okay, but what's the species? Can we use specifics, please?
Even the
Vague.
game knows that Trudy's gonna get beat up because she's not appreciated.
She's too close to Chris Hansen.
Oh no.
So as we're recording this, apparently Activision Blizzard is resisting mandating diversity hiring. There's like a Vice article that came out about this. They're literally hiring lawyers to be like, no, we don't want to have to do this because it goes against...
What?
And here's the quotes. By requiring that the initial pool of candidates, which new employees are hired by the company, will not be limited to qualified women and minority candidates. So this is what they just want to have them interview other people that aren't just white dudes, right? Like that's what the AFL-CIO is basically like saying. And their lawyers from Activision Blizzard are arguing that they don't need to because they should be exempt from addressing the AFL's diversity hiring proposal on the basis that it does not fall within the SEC's guidance for shareholder proposals, which excludes topics that deal with matters relating to the company's ordinary business operations. Basically, it sounds like a whole lot of walking in circles and jargon to be like, we don't want to have to do this because it feels like you're forcing us to do this when we don't have to.
What?
It's not hard to just be like, yes, we will do this.
Yeah, just put more interviews. You don't have to get more. I mean,
Yeah,
do get more people of varied backgrounds, but just give them a chance.
Exactly. It's like not even saying that they're not even setting a goal for themselves to hire certain diversity quotas. They're just setting a goal for themselves to interview and be exposed to more diversity quotas. It's insane to me that they would go through all of these legal hoops just to turn that down when there could be like a very qualified person of any kind of diversity that would offer some kind of viewpoint for their company that they would never have considered before because they're all probably white dudes.
But their lawyers continue, and they say that this violates guidance set by the SEC because it seeks to, quote, micromanage, unquote, the company to a significant degree. They're just getting mad that they're being told what to do and like, we're not going to do that.
Either way, it's a bad look.
It's a horrible look.
What's going on, Activision Blizzard? First, you bought out the Crash Bandicoot guys, and people didn't like you for that one. But I was okay with it. Now this. What's going on? Stop being weird.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't know what's happening with this company, and we're just going off of a Vice article here. But it still just feels like it feels very aggressive to start hiring lawyers to be like, we're not going to do this without having like statements released side by side that don't seem so lawyerish. And like, I'm going to weasel out of this one. Like, that's what it feels like. Can we just go a year without having a Blizzard scandal? Like, is it that hard? Obviously it is.
I just want to say fuck Bobby Kotick. I don't actually know if the order came down from him, but I just assume all bad things on Activision Blizzard come from his door. Fuck Bobby Kotick.
It's got to be like Kotick and the board, right? Because like they're the people at the top.
Like, I don't think Jay Allen and his long, luxurious hair, I don't know if they had anything to do with it. I just don't know.
Yeah, I think it's more from like the top of like, you know, the people who actually own Activision to begin with. But it's still just, come on. It just seems very poorly done. And I'm not even a fucking expert in any of this shit. It just looks bad.
And like what? It's literally just asking them to like expand their interviewing pool?
Hey, listen, interviews are hard.
I had to do one as part of work once. It was awful. So I understand. I too lawyered up, and I said I won't be doing any more interviews ever again. Except I went even further. I said no white guys either. Just no one.
Just no more interviews.
Nothing.
To the point that Aaron actually had an anima...
Yep, I checked out after episode 73. What was that? Like, what even was episode 73? Let me pull this up so the joke can be complete.
I couldn't even tell you.
Under 8 centimeters, micromanagement. That was a great episode. Mark it in your calendars, everyone. That was the last Flesh Aaron episode. I've been a sentient AI since then.
That also reminds me. Okay, this actually did remind me because I think that was that our first and our last micro holiday segment.
Micro measurement segment. That was the only time it ever showed up.
Well, this Sunday, if you guys are interested, we could get drunk and go on the Dateline bar crawl that's happening. The micro holiday is happening this Sunday.
Oh boy!
Well, now I feel like we have to.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, and I feel like then we'd have to, but now I'm saying it, so maybe we do have to. The people have been yearning for another micro holiday segment, okay? The emails have spoken. They're piling up as we speak.
You know, sometimes it's hard to wade through all of these emails just asking for us to have another micro holiday review.
People have been complaining, and I've heard this a lot on like Twitter and like in other podcasts, that people are being burned out like faster than usual or being burned out more so than usual. And I mean, I guess it's all anecdotal, right? Like you see what happens in your circle. We're not seeing that, right?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, we would have hoped that people burned out in our guild a little bit faster so we didn't have to have 2 raid groups. But anyways, I see like all these other podcasts in particular that are saying things like, quote, "It's the fastest burnout we've ever seen," unquote. I'm like, really? I feel like the BFA burnout happened for a lot of these fuckers like 2 weeks into the expansion, they were gone.
I think it's One element that might add to it is the Great Vault tells you all the kind of content that you can and should do. And so people are directly having to face the fact that, like, oh, I'm Joe Everyman. I only do 2 dungeons a week, no raids and no PvP. And I'll never raid and never PvP. So I guess I'm done with the content. It's like directly forcing you to realize what you will and won't do.
I think I agree with that. I was saying to Immune off the pod, I feel like people don't dip their toes into every round of the game, which is fair. You don't have to. But I don't know. I feel like saying I tried PvP 10 years ago and I didn't like it, so I'm never going to do it again is crazy because of how much the meta changes and how much everything, your class, everything switches like crazy. So to say that is like, dude, at least try it once before you're like, no, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, and what I want to know is, like, how many of these people have done all 4 Covenant campaigns to get all the story there? It's like, even if you just wanted to, like, try to experience in every individual story you can, that you have to do at least 4 alts for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is why we were, like, one of the only podcasts to play BFA through its entirety from release date to Shadowlands release date, is that we find ways to entertain ourselves. Because there's so many ways to entertain yourself.
Yeah, a lot of these people, once they feel personally accomplished with whatever they wanted to do, they're like, the game is boring now, I'm done. Or maybe because of COVID, and people are home, they played longer than they would before. But I also feel like I've been playing more than I would before for that same reason, and I don't feel burned out. I mean,
I think
I don't
some
know.
people just have more time to play, but don't have the drive or the skills, so now they have to sit there and look at their eye level 185 warrior and know he's not breaking 200 till next year.
Yeah. It's funny because with less loot being a thing, 'cause there's definitely a loot issue, but like, would it matter if people had all the loot they wanted? It wouldn't change that they think there's more content, right? They'd be like, oh wow, I'm geared, I can stop playing. A different reason than being like, I have no gear, I'm gonna stop playing. But they're kind of the same reason, you know what I mean? They're kind of so connected. I think once the Covenant campaigns ended, people got tired, quote unquote, of logging in and being like, there's nothing else to do anymore because I don't have a story to do, which is, I mean, it's fair. The Covenant campaigns were very good.
Yeah, and I guess that is like the only thing that seems fair to me, that like burnout would occur after the storyline is concluded for now, I guess. Although I'll say it again, like there are 4 storylines you have to do. And then there are like individual goals you can set for yourself, like I don't know, I've only done 1 of the 8 levels of Twisting Corridors. That'll take me a while if I ever decide to do that.
It's a lot to do. And bro, it's been 3 months since Shadowlands released. I feel like hitting this point now and people are like, I'm done playing. 3 months is a pretty fucking solid amount of time. There's updates. BlizzCon Line's coming soon. 9.1 is coming spring, Ian said. So, I don't know. It's looking pretty good. Pretty good track. Maybe they should do Ashran with Aaron.
No, don't. Don't subject yourself to that pain. Ah! It's years later and they didn't fix anything.
I'm real fucking tired of epic BGs. I feel like I never win them. I feel like I can tell exactly when a game's not going to go so well. So I'm just going to be like, you know what? Me leaving and getting the deserter buff will take me a lot less time than waiting out the remainder 45 minutes of this losing match.
And agony.
When I played earlier, I lost 2 and won 1, and I did the same strategy all 3 times. I can't tell you anything. I just kept going until I achieved the number I needed for the weekly, and then I was like, okay, I'll leave now.
Yeah, isn't it great that it doesn't require wins, just honor earned? Because if it required wins, there'd be so many people who did not finish that quest.
I still might not finish it. It's honestly the one that like I've let slide just because it's just such a commitment.
The only good thing that it has to offer is, I mean, I guess two good things. There's a lot of honor you can get, but also you can get a lot of anima from it. Rewards 5 times 35. Why don't they just fucking tell me how much that is total? It's 5 anima pieces, 5 anima candies, 175 anima. What? So what are those called? Are they just called anima nodes? Because like they're all distinctly 35, right? Which is weird.
No, there's 5s as well.
Yeah, but those are the green ones. Those are like little baby seeds.
I mean, the answer is all of them have individual names of like the things too, and like the individual icons too. It's stupid.
But like when you do a world quest, when you do Mythic Plus, when you do raid, all that gives 35, right? It's all 35. Why do they determine that was the number?
I thought some are 30s. I thought it's a random amount because you also get like 6 of something when you do table quests. 6. Yeah. I guess that's 5.
Yeah, the table quests give you like little like green pieces that are worth 10 anima each. But it's actually not random. I think they're all 35 or they're all like 5. Unless you do war mode, then when you do war mode, it kind of like adds up weirdly.
Yeah, you get ones that are like worth 1 and 1, I think. But then also the big ones you get, there's 250 ones, aren't there?
Yeah, there's like 5s, there's 35s, and there's 250s. There's no pieces in between 35 and 250 because then it just give you like 5 35s.
It's stupid. I agree. Like that, they really should just give you like for every reward you get, it should just be like 1 shard that just has the number on it or something.
Just add them. Add it up for me. It's stupid. Also, give us more. Make them all 100 anima. I'm tired of scrounging up like my fucking pennies through the couch, digging for anima pieces to build buildings. It's hard.
Oh, well, now I'm like several souls away from being able to upgrade anything, so I have a while to build up more anima, I guess. Well, on that note, I guess it's about time to head on into our top toot, bottom boot, or medium moot of the week. Slidewhistle, what do you got?
I got a big honkin' Tonka truck top toot.
Heck yeah, brother! Tell me about it, friend.
Let me pull up my fucking yellow metal piece of death here. I hated those Tonka trucks. They were so heavy.
I used to fill them with Honey Nut Cheerios and then lay underneath it and pour it into my mouth.
What? When you say fill it, do you mean like to the top of the Tonka truck? The Tonka
Were you doing
Tonka truck?
an entire box of cereal just tonking into your mouth?
Well, so I was a fat little child, but like, no. I mean, like, I would put some in there and then, like, then tilt it.
When you said it, obviously you didn't do this, but I imagined you poured milk into it too and just made a humongous nasty mess on your face.
No.
Tonka tough.
I can't think of Tonka trucks because my brother was playing the Tonka trucks computer game when I fell and busted my head open. I distinctly remember screaming in a pool of blood as he was like, "Shh, I'm doing the construction site."
Oh, God. Well, my top toot this week is, I am loving hanging out near the other side portal entrance and just being a fucking nuisance to the horde.
Oh.
I have discovered, so this little wild seed was planted in me weeks ago when it was the first week of Odronimos, the big tree world boss in Ardenweald, and I saw this horde person come down the slender bridge. This little bridge is like so fucking tiny, and all of a sudden the horde, I think it was like an orc shaman, they were stunned by a rogue. And I see, come out of stealth, a Coltiran rogue. And I see him doing his big chunky windup. And he punched him off the fucking map. And I was like, oh, you can do that here?
Yeah, baby, you can do it anywhere.
So when we were doing the other side, I noticed that the bridge that you cross to get into the portal entrance is the same exact shape as that one that I saw the Coltiran rogue punch that orc shaman off of. So sometimes when I'm simming my character or when I'm just like watching a YouTube video or like eating food, I'll go and I'll sit my druid at that bridge. I'll be stealthed, and I've identified the exact spot that I can stun somebody as they walk past, and I can typhoon them off without moving. And let me tell you, I've been doing that a lot recently, and it is so cathartic.
Yes, Ronnie.
I'm literally just blowing off paladins left and right. Literally, so far it's only been paladins. I don't know why, but it's 5 paladins I've knocked off the edge. And it's great because then they can't summon them because they're dead. And so then sometimes I'll go into where the portal is and I'll see them trying to summon their friend and I'll stun them and I can typhoon them into the dungeon, so they're forced into a loading screen and they can't summon their friend.
Whew.
The goofballery.
And this is just for your own satisfaction.
This is 100% just because I can do it. And let me tell you, it's great. I know I'm going to pay for it in karma soon, but I'm going to soak it up while I can. What about you, Aaron? What's your top toot, medium moot, bottom boot?
Well, this week I have a well-earned, long in development top toot.
Toot, 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 toot.
And by well-earned and long in development, I meant I forgot this was a thing and got it totally by chance. But earlier today, in my attempt to get anima, I did the Bet on Yourself quest and killed one of the bosses. When I looted it, it dropped the Battle-Bound Warhound, the very same green fox that I complained I saw someone get 2 months ago and I'd never get.
Wait, that drops from there?
Yes, it drops from the Magtheridon-looking gentleman in Theater of Pain.
What?
Yep, you kill him and you have a chance to get him, and now I have him.
Wait, which boss did you kill?
The Magtheridon-looking guy, I don't know his name, but it's like the 4-leg demon who has a spear.
Wait, it's just the green fox, right?
It's not your green fox, not the Ardenweald one. This guy, it's sort of a take on like the Legion fox, but he's green and has a saddle.
Okay. That one's cooler than the fucking Ardenweald one.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
That's cool. Maybe I have to go there and do that quest whenever it's up. Just hoping to get it for myself.
But, Immune, what is your TTBBMM?
I also got myself a top toot of the week.
Holy shit, a triple crown.
Toot toot toot. And mine is also World PvP related. And I told you boys about this in one of our group chats earlier in the week, but okay, so that one Anima Conductor quest that you do in the Venthyr every day, it's like the one where you click on the tombstone and then like have the platform up. And sometimes the chest spawns like on the Stonehenge looking like pillar thing. And you go up there and you loot it. But it's like precariously kind of perched like on the edge of Revendreth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I have war mode on, and I was approaching the beginning of this platforming challenge at the same time as this warrior. I believe he was an orc warrior. And I start going up first, and he's like maybe 4 seconds behind me. He's not targeting me or anything, and I was like, oh, is he going to try to fight me or something? I was like, no. So I loot it. I am still waiting up there. He goes up, and he like starts trying to loot it, and I'm like, I can mind control him. So yeah, I mind controlled him. And I jumped him from the top of this rock platform off the edge of all of the Shadowlands.
You're a monster, and we're on a list now. They're gonna try to kill us.
I mean, at least I let him loot his treasure first.
At this rate, all of these mean people are going to find me because apparently my name is easily accessed for spam. They're going to find me. They're going to be like, we're going to beat you up instead because we can find you.
Yeah, so I jumped him off, and then I immediately just left, and I was done with all the things I needed to do in Revendreth. I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I just like went back to Oribos. I'm like,
And then they're like, I can't wait till I get my hands on that fucking Growliina. Wait till I strangle her ass.
For some reason, I feel like beating up Growliina today.
Or even better yet, I feel like exposing her and her listeners to spam links. But yeah, that ends our triple toot.
Doo-doo-doo.
I need to make a coffee or something. I just got real fucking tired. Oh, the margarita, that's why. All right, well, we're done. You guys can send us emails or stuff at donotRelentPod@gmail.com. You can tweet at us on Twitter at Do Not Relent Pod. You can leave us a review on Warcraft Radio. We'll take a shot for it. Send us anything. We'll read it. We're risque. Send us some nudes. Can we legally ask for nudes? Maybe I should walk that back. Don't send us nudes.
Slidewhistle. Come over here and sit down.
No, listen, I'm of age. You can't punch me in the head this time, Chris.
I can try.
What about you guys? Where can they find you and Chris Hansen on the internet?
Well, I don't know where you can find Chris Hansen, but you can find me, Alex, or Immunization on Twitter at New Era Alex, or you can follow our podcast Instagram account that I will update someday on the gram at Do Not Relent.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at The Big Cheesy on Twitter. And you can read our literary musings at donotrelent.livejournal.com. And you can watch Chris Hansen's latest video, Have a Seat with Chris Hansen, the Michigan Predator episode. Wait, Michigan Predator? I gotta go!
How many Emmy Awards do you think Chris Hansen has, if any?
7.
You idiot. He has 8.
Oh, I thought I knew my Dateline lore!
Why does he have 8? All right, well, we're out of here. See you guys next week. And remember...
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.